Good morning, everyone. This is a demonstration to show how the MOPST tool works. So I'm going to show you how to download the file from the GitHub repository and then how to use the tool. So you should all be able to see my screen. You should see a couple of windows, so ArcMap in the background and the Windows Explorer in the front. Just to say, this is recorded on the 5th of November, 2021, and it's on Microsoft Windows 10. We're using ArcMap 10.5 with Spatial Analyst extension enabled, and we're using version 1.00 of the MOPST toolbox. So first thing is to make sure we've downloaded the demo.zip file and the MOPST ArcGIS Python toolbox. So download those somewhere where you can find them. So I've got them in downloads in a folder called MOPST. So let's extract the demo files. So this contains all the various files that we're going to use. So there's quite a few in there. There's a whole list on the website. Key one is the demo.mxt file. This is the ArcGIS map document. So let's go to ArcMap and open up that file. So it takes a few seconds. I put in there. ArcMap is a little bit slow on my machine. Here we go. Okay, so there are some layers loaded in already. So we've got 3 here. So the key bits are, this is the land cover data, Brighton Lewis down land cover, and then the pressures and opportunities HIF files. So we should make sure we can actually get to the folder we need. So in the Arc Catalog tab, get ArcGIS to connect to the folder we're working in. So MOPST for me, and then it will appear in this list. So it's that one. All right, no, it's that this one here. So we've got the MXT. The other piece of setup we need to do is the default Geodatabase. So this is where all some working files and all the outputs will be saved. Let's do this file, map documents. Then we've got down the bottom here, default Geodatabase. Let's click browse. And then we'll go to our folder where we've got this. We're going to demo, and we're going to create a new file Geodatabase. So we can give it a name, so let's call it output. Using files. You obviously call it whatever you have. And then we'll set that and choose OK. So we now know where we're saving. The other thing we need to find is the toolbox itself. So this is a way of just loading the toolbox temporarily. So go to our connected folder and demo. We've seen output files that we just created. And then the toolbox here, we can expand this. So this is accessing it through the catalog app, which is a quick way of opening it. We can add it into kind of Arc Toolbox properly, but that takes a little bit more to set up, and we're not going to do that today. So this is the model, MOPST model. So double click on that, and that will open up this window. So this is where we list all the various different inputs that we're using. So I'll mention each one briefly, but if you want more details, do check out the website. So first of all, we need the land cover shapefile. Then we need the sensitivity scores. So these 4 CSV files are already in the MXT. So we just pick the one we want, land cover sensitivity, and then we can choose which column we want. So this warning comes up, we just click yes, choose which column. In this example, we've got different sensitivities for different areas, but we want Brighton Lewis down. Seasonality, so we've got the CSV for that. The pressure, So this is the output from the stakeholders. And so where are the high pressure areas at the moment? And then also the opportunity. So where are the opportunities at the moment? Then we can put in the factor weights and the scenario weights as well. And lastly, we have the factor raster layers. So we might have quite a lot of these, so we can use the browse function instead, going to factor rasters. Here we've got 9 example ones, but you may have many, many more. Depends on what data you're with, what factors you think are important. So we choose add, and it takes a few seconds to think about it. Here we go. So we can see we've got the list filled down there. So now we, for reference, there's an image on the website of this as a screenshot. So you can always refer back to that if you want to double check. Use OK, I think we're good to go. So the model toolbox appears and it gives us various outputs. So it tells us what it's doing and it lists all the different values that we've got here. So the different parameters, so the different files that it's using for the different bits. Yeah. This model takes about 5 minutes or so to run on my computer. So we'll just let that run. Okay, so the model has finished running. Yeah, so 5 minutes, 20 seconds, it's clocked in out here. It has given us some output messages just to give us a kind of update on what's happening. Of note, the different sections as we go through, and finally the loop. So it goes through each one for each of the factor layers. So we've got 9. Yeah, if you have problems, this would be the first thing to check. There's an example of this on the website as well. So compare your output to this if something looks as though it's gone wrong. And if I ever ask you for troubleshooting and ask you to send the output log, this is what I'm talking about. Excellent. So let's close that. And let's see what it's actually created. So everything is saved in the Geodatabase, remember? So we've got output files Geodatabase. And there should be 24 separate files there. You know, some of them are working files, we'll ignore, and some of them are output files if you actually want to do something with. So the kind of key ones really are the 3 scenarios. So business as usual, stadiumship, and then profit. So let's have a look. Business, we've got the opportunities in the summer, opportunity in the winter, pressure in the summer, and pressure in the winter. So if we add that in, we can have a look. Okay, zoom in a little bit. So we're looking, and those other layers off. So this is the pressure in the summer. And then we can have a look at the pressure in the winter and see how it compares. You know, and if we just flip them on and off, you know, we've got some very clear different spatial patterns, and some quite different numbers as well. So these are all there. So we might need to symbolize them to interpret them or to understand them a bit, but that should give you a quick overview of how the tool works. Please do send in your questions, post them on the site. I'll do my best to answer. I'm developing a QGIS plugin version of this. So when that comes up, we'll let you know. But any comments or questions, please do share them. Thanks very much.